Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to the All Skills Tournament. I'm here with my co-commentator, Blue,
What's up? Hello?
and we are here for the race between Valley and Pharest. We're going to get them counted down right here. Um, where is it?
Alright, I'll get the countdown. Let's see.
All right.
So, they both seem to be ready to go, and they're both on the round 3 losers brackets right here. So whoever wins this match is gonna be going up to losers quarterfinal against Sour Cream Supreme, and whoever loses this round is out of the tournament. And they both seem to be telling us that they're ready, so we're just gonna count down. I'm gonna mute myself because my keyboard is probably loud. So yeah, I'm gonna get the countdown ready, and we should be ready to go. So
Awesome.
let me do that.
Just so everyone knows, Pharest's PB is a 50-49, and Valley's PB is a 50-21. There's about 30-40 seconds difference between them, but it's still pretty dang close between them. Should be a good race.
Alright, they're off. They should be going. There's a bit of stream delay, so they should be on their way pretty soon.
Let's go. Do you have any expectations for this run, Blue?
To be honest, I think it's probably gonna end up being pretty close. I feel like that's really what I'm most excited for. I just want to see some close races because up until now, at this kind of stage of the tournament before the top 16, we had a close matches, but now like every match is gonna be like really exciting. There's gonna be a lot of close matches, and just I'm excited to see like the sync ups between the runners. And I have honestly no idea who's gonna bring this one out because they're both very skilled runners, but I'm curious,
Absolutely.
excited. All right, they start.
Yeah, we're off. Dropping down the King's Pass. People arrive.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's probably going to come down to some sort of fatal mistake one of the runners makes, or perhaps
Or Umu.
or Umu. It looks like on the restream there's a mouse cursor over Valley stream. Do you see that too, Blue?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, if we could move that, that would be great.
The mouse is it's petting the knights.
Every time he hops, it gets a little.
Look at that. It's right on top.
That's awesome. It looks like Pharest had a fumble somewhere. I didn't quite see it, but probably the Vengefly skip. I'm looking a little behind.
Yeah. At least the timers are synced up.
Would you love to see it?
Alright, Valley getting a low 52. That is pretty solid for a King's Pass. Like, I think you'd probably be happy with that in a race setting.
Anything generally below a 54 you're happy with. 101, however, you're kind of kicking yourself.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened with the Pharest King's Pass. I'm assuming it's the Vengefly, like you said, but I'm not actually sure.
I'm gonna just ping someone about the mouse.
Oh, it's gone for me. On the actual restream, it should be gone.
Really? It's still there for me. Just right over.
Like on the Twitch stream, I mean.
Oh, on the Twitch stream? Oh, okay, okay.
Alright, so Chad is telling us that he missed the Vengefly and fell after as well, which is very unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
It is only like 8 or 9 seconds, which is pretty recoverable. There's a lot of stuff, whether that is RNG or mistakes from Valley, that are gonna make it possible. Definitely
Speaking
getting
of
Valley
which,
some... Ooh, yeah.
misses the double spike and goes for the underplat
again.
but misses. Yeah, they are tied. Not quite. Valley is still ahead by 3 seconds here. But 3 seconds in this early game is really nothing major. It's definitely still up to... yeah, could be either runner's game.
Yeah, like you have to think of it on a perspective of being a 50-minute run, right? Because when the start, like you have, what we're competing against here isn't, like imagine if you have a 100-meter sprint, you don't get credit for being the first one to run the first 50, right? You have to do the whole thing. And
exactly.
that's what's really interesting. Like, all of this, they're probably gonna even out across the run. As you see, like, they've already almost evened out their time saves. So, we have 2 runners here with very similar skill levels, so this is probably gonna be pretty synced up.
Absolutely. Just doing false knight for the moment. We're not gonna be beating him, or fully anyway. Just gonna make him do a tantrum like this so we can smack this wall and get out early. Love to see it.
Valley has a very healthy amount of geo right there.
That is true, actually. That's probably gonna be very comfy for when he gets to dash slash split.
Yeah, Pharest has a solid amount as well. But those small 6 geo, they do make a big difference, as you said, in the dash slash split later, or maybe even in the long run over when we're going out of Sanctum. Like every little bit of geo counts. So they're gonna be picking up the Vengeful Spirit spell here, and we're gonna go into Mound. This is probably where we're gonna see the first big RNG segments right here, or not really a segment, it's mainly like one little thing. But we have the Balders. They have a 50-50 chance of spitting a tiny Balder, which is what we need, because we need a bunch of soul to kill them. So this is where we're gonna probably see a bit of variance between the runners, where someone who has the good RNG perhaps is able to win out some time over the other.
Yeah, for
Hopefully
sure.
they both have a first spit, though.
Yeah, we'd love to see that. At least equal or around equal RNG, though,
Yeah.
is...
Yeah, we've had races where like there's someone who gets like a first and then the other gets like a 9th spit and they're like 20 seconds behind. It's not very fun.
Tournament record is 11, but Valley gets first spit and Pharest gets second. Not bad.
That's fine. That's not bad.
About a second loss, which unfortunately is going to the already behind player. But hey, what can you do?
Yeah, Pharest seems to be around 7 seconds behind, 7 or 8.
Yeah, 49 going to the transition, and we'll see 48 seconds. You're on the dot.
They both had a bit of a rough Balder in the sense that they both got hit. Or actually, Valley, I think, got hit on the smaller Balder above. But they're both going into Green Path with 1 less health. Like, they should be fine. Runners of this experience are probably gonna be fine.
Takes a damage and falls pretty hard there.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's probably nerves. Like, Pharest is usually a very, very consistent runner. Like, I've had races against them as well, and like, I can tell that like they're probably just nervous, and eventually they're probably gonna shake off those nerves and go zoom zoom. So this time loss in the start is it's for dramatic effect.
Definitely. It's worth noting Valley didn't get the turnaround on the fireball skip there and had to go the long way. It's going to cost him about 3 to 4 seconds. Still going to keep him in the lead though. But yeah. And we're coming up to the second one here as well.
Yeah, so I don't think any one of them are gonna miss these last 2 fireball skips, but if they do, it could be a really significant time loss. Especially the second one right there, but they both get that one. Very clean fireball skips from both runners. And their geo has evened out a little bit now.
Oh yeah.
They're both at really comfortable amounts here. Pharest unfortunately missing a bit of the geo from the Mossy. Ooh, and takes a non-turnaround. They're struggling a little bit with the... Alright, gets it right there. They managed to get it still.
Takes them a couple tries, but yeah. And unfortunately, right now Valley is kind of just making up the seconds so far. We're still early game, so it's not a huge deal. But if this keeps going, who knows how far Valley might get ahead.
Yeah, and it could also just turn the other way. That's the interesting thing.
That's very true. If I remember correctly, I think Pharest has a bit better late game, mid game to late game than his early game.
Yeah, from what I've personally seen, I think mid game is where Pharest really excels. Ooh, we seem to have a bit of a freeze there. From Pharest Green. Hopefully that's not an issue. I can go on their own Twitch stream and make sure that they're.
There he is.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah, just a little pause. It happens sometimes. I didn't see if Valley got the good or the bad RNG. However, Pharest is getting some really bad RNG. 1 health left.
Oof.
Okay.
All right.
Stay for now, but we are coming up to Hornet.
I wonder if they're gonna stop and heal, because you know in a race, if I feel
Yeah.
like they're probably they have the consistency and oh yeah, that makes sense. Because if it's a tournament race, right? You only have 1 attempt. If you die to Hornets, that's like a 3 or 4 minute time loss, and then you're almost sure to lose the run. So it makes sense to pick like the small 3-second time loss over
Absolutely.
that. Ooh, ends up on 1 HP anyways. Unfortunately, takes a hit in the start of the fight. I think they're just gonna play this one out.
Ooh.
They have Hornet like stun lock there. That was really impressive.
Hornet almost accidentally landed on top of him, but
All right,
oof,
gets the fight
okay.
done. And I'm curious to see as the times here. Valley has an 8:05 on the quit outs. And Pharest is seeming to have like around an 8:30 or so.
Yeah.
So Valley has a pretty significant lead here. It's gonna make it really comfortable for him. He has some room for mistakes as well if he wants to keep up. So that's looking pretty good for him. Pharest still has plenty of room to catch up back. It's not an issue for a runner of this skill.
Absolutely.
So, it's not at all even close to sealed.
No. There's a number of RNG sections where the runners can get either like very good or very bad RNG. If Valley just happens to get some bad RNG, that's a perfect time for Ferris to catch up. We'll have to see
Yeah.
how that goes, though.
For sure.
Here we are in Fungal Wastes, by the way. Really nice movement section. Oh, Leo, look at that. Ferris just weaving through the platforms and everything. It
Wow.
looks so good. Going under the plats, under the mushrooms.
All right, we're gonna see here. They're gonna have 2 tricky skips here. First is the that's unfortunate for Pharest. First, we have the explosion pogo. Valley's just getting these geo rocks as part of the routes, and we're gonna see the explosion pogo here. I'm curious to see what variant of it he chooses to do.
It's the
He
first
seems
try.
to just do the default one. Gets it very neatly. That should be no problem for Valley. And Valley's gonna do the Mantis Pogo now. This one is a bit trickier. This one's easy to mess up. You need really good movement to make sure that they're in the right place.
Goes for the single pogo as well.
He does it with a single pogo. Very nice. Let's see
Pharest
Pharest
is
explosion
here.
pogo.
Yep.
Pharest, ooh.
Wee pogo!
Fancy. Wee pogo, let's go. Very fancy. That one is a bit faster as well, and a lot flashier.
For sure.
So,
a heck of a lot more risky, though.
Yeah, good on Pharest.
Also gets the single pogo. Nice.
Pharest upholding the French legacy.
You love to see it.
You really do.
We are coming up to Gruzmother. On our way, we got to collect a few hits of soul. If the runners don't get quite enough, we're going to see some genocide here. But hopefully we won't. Valley has 3 hits. He's going to need 2 more along the way, I think.
Yeah, I don't think any of the I don't think the time save changed too much from that segment in Fungal Wastes.
No.
Actually, chat is telling me that Valley gained an additional 3 seconds, probably because of that hazard dunk that
yes.
That Pharest unfortunately. Valley doing pogo strats on Gruzmother. Very nice.
That was so clean.
So Gruzmother can either fly upwards or like along the ground when she spawns. And if she flies upwards, usually you're kind of screwed unless you want to go for the pogo strats where you just pogo along her, and that's what Valley did right there, and he executed it very, very well.
Absolutely.
A very impressive one. See, Pharest gets along like kind of the same pattern. Decides not to go for the pogo strats, but it does work out for him as well.
Love to see it. I doubt any runner is going to forget to equip Shaman Stone. If you forget that kind of stuff at this level, then something's wrong, but we'll see.
Alrighty, so Valley setting up for the shade skip right here by dying. It's gonna spawn the shade right there and allow him to use it to gain some upwards distance, I guess. Right here is gonna lure the shade, and then he's gonna pogo off of it and get up to the blue lake a lot earlier than the game would usually let you.
So I feel fairly confident that Valley has the skill to get a sub 50. Whether or not he's going to get it this run, we're going to assume not, because it's a tournament sitting on that. But, you know, there's always that possibility that he somehow strings together that perfect set of events that gets him that god run. And everyone, cross your fingers. We're going to hope it's this one. Oh, Pharest going for...
Oh, Pharest doing the swag struts! Look at that! Look at the wall cling storage!
It's so cool.
That's so cool. That is a newly discovered wall cling storage setup that allows us to just zoom through Blue Lake. I didn't expect to see it in any tournament race, but hell yeah, I'm glad we did. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Look at the velocity, the speed.
No, people were doing that literally the day after it was shown in the Discord in the tournament. It's really cool.
I love that strat. It's so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Waltzing storage in itself is just really cool, but then you bring
I
it
feel like
that.
it's just like it was this like locked book that we've just blown open recently.
Yeah, that's
with
a
the
really
amount
good
of
way to describe it.
setups and uses that we found. There's like the wall cling storage super slide, and then you know it raises the question of what we should allow and no major glitches. But honestly, for now, just have fun with it.
Absolutely. Until someone says no, assume it's a yes.
Actually, that's a pretty bad philosophy.
Sometimes.
Yeah, definitely depends on context with that one.
Mm.
As for the one like that, just like a walkling storage setup, I'm just gonna say it's probably gonna be fair game anyways. So it's really cool that we get to see it in races. There's also like the weird walkling storage super slides that probably won't be allowed. So people are definitely holding off on using them in their runs.
I haven't actually seen that yet, but it sounds really cool.
Yeah, it's wonky. It has to do with like using your nail knockback or something. And people are like very smartly holding off on using it so that their runs don't get retroactively rejected whenever we decide to ban it.
Yeah, makes sense. Super, like that must cut full seconds off of runs, which
Alright, Valley here farming up some geo from the hoppers. He needs 800 right here. He has enough already. And he's just gonna run over to dash slash now and buy that. Pharest is right behind there. And he's on his way as well.
Worth noting, Valley isn't quite at a comfy spot for his geo coming for the next few splits, the King Station split.
Yeah,
definitely
he might
going
get
to have to
more.
farm a bit. We'll see where he does that though.
Alright, both of the runners end up on good geo. Pharest has a pretty comfortable amount at 829. That is definitely a level you want to see. Valley's gonna have to get some extra geo from somewhere. So he might lose a bit of time from that later. So that is gonna be a potential time save. Pharest is saving up a bit of time. He saved up 3 seconds on the up to Gorgeous Husk. So it's now at the 33 second difference between the runners. But that might change really quickly because we're about to go to Sanctum. And you know, Sanctum is very very well known for being kind of an inconsistent area, especially in this category. A lot of it is just by getting interrupted in the movements, but also the patterns that Soulmaster give you can really determine whether you're able to get a really quick fight, even if you have a super high damage output. Because we're going to be getting Shade Soul a lot earlier than we should through dash slash. We're going to do a lever skip, and we're going to use that going into Sanctum, which allows us to just demolish everything. Because the area is like balanced to be a very early game area, and we're coming in there with a very mid to late game equipment. Hold on just a second.
Yep, no worries. Like Blue said, for sure we're getting our Shade Soul here, and we are going to be coming up to Sanctum after that, which, though it is considered to be more of an early game section, going through it fast is still pretty difficult because there are a bunch of things that teleport into you, and it's quite easy to lose a bunch of health. At these runners' levels, I do expect them to be able to handle that fairly well. However, we have seen a number of deaths to Soul Sanctum throughout this tournament, and we're just hoping that it doesn't happen here. That was a lovely wall clean storage from Valley there.
Ooh, nice. Sorry for that. I had to answer a phone call.
No worries.
I'm back now. Pharest getting a very nice pattern from that soul twister there. Able to pick up all the geo as well.
Yeah, which Valley actually had to miss quite a bit of it to be quick. So he's still gonna have to farm up a number of geo coming up here.
The movement climbing up to this lever skip is just so satisfying to me.
It is.
Like the perfectly spaced wall clings.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great.
Well, I'm hoping this is a sync, but it might not be also.
Yeah. We're gonna see Valley's or Valley's screen is frozen right now, but we're gonna see them do another lever skip from the left using dash slash to not have to go into the main part of that room, and we can skip the entire room. And yeah, it seems to have been a stream freeze.
We missed the Soul Warrior fight, but the fact that Valley is here means it must have been pretty dang quick.
Alright, Pharest shows off how it's done. Very quick fights. Valley unfortunately getting a tiny bit interrupted by the soul twisters there and has to use all of his soul. So he has to recover it right now. And he is on full soul now, but at a very uncomfortable 2 health. Pharest at 3. It's not looking too great for both runners here. I'm thinking maybe Valley goes for a heal. He doesn't seem to. He doesn't have the soul to do the quick strat and also go for the heal. So this is going to be a bit spooky.
Valley went for a heal up to 3 and then hit one of the jars on the right.
Okay. So we're going to see here, especially with the second phase, there are some damage tank strats that can be done that could be really scary. Soulmaster is not being nice to Valley right now. He's just teleporting really everywhere. Alright. Valley doesn't have the fastest fight, unfortunately.
Here we go. Pharest almost had the really quick fight there, but just wasn't able to get in line in time. Should be a couple more hits.
Alright, they're both done. They didn't have the best fights. Soulmaster was not very kind. Let's see these second phase strats. Ooh, look at that. Valley going on the wall.
That was so nice.
Gets a relatively quick one. Let's see Pharest one. So there are some really cool strats you can do here, where you're just kind of just hovering up there. And some of them are quite risky. You can lose a lot of health, so I'm curious to see which ones the runners will feel comfortable going for. Pharest going for a fireball, unfortunately misses it, and does have to do 2 more. Valley is now at a comfortable 4 HP. Pharest is only at 3, but they both should be fine. There's going to be a bench pretty soon in the run, so health should not be a concern. Ooh, Valley goes for the dash slash storage, but gets interrupted by the little mistake there along the ground. Very unfortunate.
That again was a really lovely walkling storage. Hopping off of it right away too to get onto the wall, so you barely saw it, but it was really good. Yeah,
it seems Pharest is slowly climbing up the time save. Has been saving 1 or 2 seconds across the last few splits, and they're now at a 28-second difference. So Pharest is slowly making up for it with just having a bit more of a tight mid-game here. And we're gonna see how this develops in the future, of course.
And it's not even that Valley's playing bad at all. It's just...
No, Valley's getting bullied by Sanctum.
Yeah, for sure. It's just Pharest is playing just the slightest bit better at the current moment, saving those little seconds here and there.
Actually, both of them got bullied by Sanctum.
They really did.
Pharest a little bit less bullied.
Yeah.
Sanctum do be like that. We have another potential resync or freeze.
Yeah, it's looking like a freeze, but...
Yeah.
Oh, I want another one.
Valley has 277 geo. He's gonna need 23 more. That should be fine with the dive along the bottom there.
Yep.
Pharest also needs to get a bit more. Is gonna be able to get most of it with a fireball here. Also, they have the same amount of geo now.
Hey, talk about sync ups. No, okay.
Alright. We're
Yep.
cutting here to Valley, picking up the geo he needs along the bottom there. Is that a comfortable 307? And from
Mhm.
this point on, geo will not be a concern in this run at all.
Nope. We get everything we need in a lovely gift called the Watcher Knight's chest, as well as their lives, fairly easily. Ooh, Ferris gonna have to. No, never mind, never mind. Miscounted.
Alright, they both have enough geo. That is looking very nice for both runners. They're now gonna go to King Station, and they're gonna stag back to Dirtmouth, and they'll be on their way to Crystal Peaks.
Yeah.
Um,
Very cycle-heavy section of the game, but quite fun in my opinion when you understand the cycles well, and
Yeah, for sure.
can weave your way through them. I hope we'll be seeing some God Pixels, God Cycles. Those are always exciting to see.
Yeah, I feel like Crystal Peaks, along with Abyss Climb, and maybe like Great Slash, are the three main, like, really fun movement sections in this run, and the ones that I always look forward to when just either doing runs or watching these races.
Sea Peaks is scary, but
Oh, yeah,
definitely
for sure.
rewarding if you're able to do it.
Yeah, especially in this category where you have to do not only the main, like the main peaks is fine. Like in a category like 90%, you only have to do the main part of peaks to Crystal Hearts, and then you're out of there. Like you're done. It doesn't matter what health you're on. But in all skills, you have to keep going after that, and you have to go down to Descending Dark and Crystallized Mound. And there's a dark room, and there's Crystallized Mound itself. So it becomes a bit scarier. Runners usually play a bit safer in this section, in this category, because you know, they have to save their health to not only have more room for mistakes and make sure that they don't die, but also because there's 1 or 2 damage tank strats in this run, or in this area specifically.
Valley not going for Pogax.
Yeah, understandable. Like with Shade Soul, the alternative strat is pretty fast as well. Doesn't lose too much. Let's see if Pharest goes for Pogax. Pharest does go for Pogax. Look at that.
Oh.
Look at that.
Look at
Let's
that.
go. Very clean.
So Valley tried to go for God Pixel there, was just the slightest bit off though, and took a
Unfortunate.
damage there. Yeah, unfortunately it's just missing just a little bits here and there. Oh, and takes a damage trying to farm
Ooh.
up some soul. Same with
Unfortunate.
Pharest.
Yeah, Pharest goes for a damage tank there. They're both at... Oh, Valley's at 3 HP. Does have a bit of soul in case he needs it. Pharest moves through the key room very quickly right there. And now we're gonna see the main Crystal Heart cycle room. I challenged the runners to do Homothety no Fireball without the dash slash. We're not gonna do it.
Alright, let's see.
Valley
Oh.
goes for the dash slash method, which to be fair is both faster and safer. I don't know why anyone would go for the other one.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a really fun trick to do though. It's gets you like that.
Ready?
Oh.
Watch this. Watch this.
Oh,
Oh my god, underplat. Holy
oh
crap. Yo,
Valley,
let's go.
You got
Let's go. Insane.
insane.
And there's another one. You ready? Ready?
Oh, I'm
Watch
so
this.
ready.
Watch
I'm
this.
so ready.
Oh!
Woo!
Let's go.
Under
This is
plat.
so blessed.
So I have calculated that there are 5 underplats in the all skills run.
Oh wow. Care
so
to
we
tell me
are-
where?
I'll let you know when they come up.
I know 2. I know the main one, the Crystal Peaks one. I know the Dream Plats one,
Yeah,
but I can't think of other ones.
those are the first 2. There's one in Queen's Garden. There's one in Beast's Den, or like Distant Village, I should say. That one actually loses time if you do it.
Oh,
But
look
swag.
at Valley with the fancy
Oh.
walkling storage strats. Look at that. Just
That-
sailing through the air. Very cleanly
It's-
executed as well.
Valley's been able to get these wall-cling storages like crazy this run. It looks so good.
Oh, Pharest got a really good one there as well. And look at them both sailing through the dark room. Pharest even up-slashing the Crystal Hunter to get some soul there. Very nice. No problems for these runners. This is very, very well executed from both of them.
Pharest
we're
is
gonna see here-
absolutely making up some time here too. I think going to be about 15 seconds of time save on Pharest's end. Yeah, 12 seconds according to Rifle.
Wow. Alright, we're gonna see Valley here going for the early control strats. By storing momentum in a dash slash, sliding off the edge, taking a hazard tank in the bottom, respawning at the top, and having control of his character a bit earlier than usual, and is just able to C-dash out of the room without waiting for the cutscene. That is a pretty significant time save. Pharest goes for it here as well, slides off, and takes a damage tank, spawns up at the top, and they're out.
So it's,
And now they're gonna go pick up Dream now.
Still a 19-second difference between them coming out of the transition for D-Dark.
Alright. I don't really care who wins this race. All I care about is who does the underplat and who doesn't. So let's see here.
So we're 2 for 10 between both runners, and there's one coming here for sure.
Yeah. Pharest made up a lot of time in this section, so this is looking really recoverable for him right now. Valley still has an 18-second lead, so there's still some room for mistakes there and some room for bad RNG. But I think this race is gonna start getting a lot closer now. Now that it's like along with the time, it starts evening out quite a bit. Valley goes for the Dream Dash. Look at that, or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Can we have an? We can have an underplat. Good
Let's
job,
go.
Valley. Respect.
And will Pharest
Let's
do
see
it?
Pharest. Hell
Yes.
yeah. Good. Yes. Underplat.
Love to see it.
We
Alright.
really do. We really do. Nothing is as exciting and amazing as swag strats, honestly. There is nothing in life better than a good swag strat,
Like,
you know?
If you're a speedrunner, are you even a speedrunner if you don't do swag strats? I don't know. Anyway, now that I'm done being prissy, we're coming up to Watcher Nights here. Normally for casual run-throughs and for any percent, they're a bit difficult, but with all skills, we have Descending Dark, and they die in 3 of those, so we just smash them down, and they die pretty quickly.
That doesn't mean the fight is easy, though. There's still a lot of room for mistakes. Given that we have a higher damage output, runners tend to play more aggressive, and we can also lose a bunch of time if a Watcher just decides to just roll across the arena. That's what we don't want to see here.
The
Upwards bounce is pretty bad as well, but we really don't want to see any of the... Oh, gets up... Okay. Managed to save that first Watcher. So you're gonna see a lot of dive spam. That's a recurring theme here.
Ooh. Pharest getting some bad RNG too.
Alright, Valley getting the first pair, and now there's only one more. He's going to be trying to recover some soul on the first one while the second one spawns. He's going to be hoping that they group up together, and that they seem to be doing exactly what he wants them to. And Valley gets a very solid Watcher's fight right there.
That was
Pharest
so
is just right
clean.
there on the second pair. Unfortunately, it rolls like... Oh no, this is really fortunate for Pharest. Alright, the other one's coming back. He managed to recover that really well.
Yeah.
But it will be a bit of time loss for him, I think.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna lose him probably 5 seconds if I had to guess. It's actually kind of unfortunate because Pharest is already behind and Valley gets some good RNG. Granted, Valley did have really good execution along with that RNG, so he does kind of deserve it. But still, you know, it's a little sad to see.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll be sucking up Lurian here. Getting soul.
Alright, so that is Dreamer 1 out of 3 complete. The runners will now be heading down towards the Ancient Basin, and on the way, they're going to do a set of 3 skips to be able to pick up Isma's Tear without fighting Dung Defender, which is going to be 2 acid skips and 1 Spike Tunnel skip. They can be a bit tricky, especially the Spike Tunnel one. I've seen a lot of runners, and I have messed this one up as well in runs and in my tournament races, because this one is quite precise, and there is a very small timing for getting it right. So hopefully we get first tries from both of them, and then we also want the Whorps to cooperate.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. So the goal here, what we want to see is a first try spike tunnel and the Quirmp's not being rude. The first one is very possible. The second one, not so much. Pharest losing out on a bit of Geo there. Lost like 25 of the Geo right in the corner. Hopefully that should not be a big deal.
If he goes for the dash slash strat going left out of Hera, I think it's fine. If not, he might have to farm up a little.
Oh yeah, that's true. This might be a Petra Geo moment.
Oh no.
Valley has lost 1 health already. That's going to be a bit tricky. It's going to be doing some inventory drops to fall through here. And let's see the spike tunnel. Ooh, unfortunate.
Oh no, Valley.
Come on, Valley.
Okay. Pharest gets the first try, though.
Oh, no. Okay, nice. Valley got it.
Oof. So that's definitely a time save for Pharest. Big one.
I don't know if Valley's going to heal here. Oh, Pharest took a hit as well. Please, Whormp. Oh, thank you. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're fine. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. We're alright. Both of the runners got up. This is fine. Look at the sync up on that.
That is amazing.
Wow.
As synced as we are right now, Valley is still in the lead by 10 seconds, just about. Which is a huge time save for Pharest. Something he really needed to.
Yeah, Valley decides not to take a C-dash there, which makes sense. He's only on 2 HP. And I think Pharest might have gotten Whormped on their C-dash.
He did, yes.
Alright, this is very synced now.
Oh my gosh.
Really something that is exciting to see 30 minutes into a run. You know, you expect to see the sync at the very beginning, but we get it right now instead. Valley...
Taking the heal.
Ooh, unfortunately. Is he going to be able to do the backup? He's not. The sentries are being super rude to him. This is so unfortunate for him. Pharest gets through very quickly. This is, I think, where we're going to see the runners, honestly, just be equal in time.
Yeah, it's looking about a 3 to 4 second difference right now because of that.
Ooh, it's getting close.
It is. It's getting very close.
I'm super excited to watch the tail end of this race. This will be super exciting.
It's actually about an 8-second difference. I completely miscounted.
I'm very impressed with the way Pharest has been able to make up the time losses in the beginning. Honestly, that is something I really look up to, because in my own head, like, if I was in a tournament race and early game just starts going horribly, I would, like, maybe not get tilted, but it would throw me off a lot.
You start to get in your own head, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it gets to you, and just being able to get it back, like Pharest is doing right now, is very very impressive.
Pharest actually gets through it hitless, the Mauler section.
Right. Pharest does base and jump. I think Valley doesn't do base and jump. Yeah, he opts to go around, which is understandable. Base and jump is cursed and can lose you time. I think it barely breaks even if you miss it once. So, and it's only like a 3-second time save if you get it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see these Broken Vessel fights. Pharest gets a really good pattern there with Broken Vessel doing the headbang attack immediately.
And Valley.
Very fast. Valley for Valley as well. Wow. This is really the RNG you want to see in a run right here.
That's really
Both
good.
of them able to finish off the fight very quickly.
I think
that is really nice.
I didn't really see a discrepancy in time between the two of them, honestly.
Alright. Pharest gets wings around the 32-second mark. I think Valley might be a tiny bit ahead still. Yeah, Valley seems to be 4 seconds ahead, 3 seconds ahead, somewhere around that.
32-12 quit out. And a 32-9.
Yeah,
So,
this is gonna be really interesting to see.
Insane.
And the worst thing about it is that this is only one of the RNG heavy sections that they managed to get through. We've got some things that can really slow them down, mainly Umu, but also the patterns from the other bosses. The movements and the movement sections are mainly consistent, and the boss fights are going to be where the biggest RNG time losses will be. So here's to hoping that they both get similar RNG.
Yep. we are coming up to Hornet 2 here. The biggest thing that's going to mess up these runners is the parries, which the parries. But we're gonna hope they get as little as possible on those.
Yeah, Hornet 2 can really be rude. I would personally say that in every category that I've run, Hornet 2 is the thing that screws me up the most. And I think many other runners probably agree with that.
Yeah, I'd have to definitely say it's probably the hardest thing. I'd say Spike Tunnel is right up there too, but Hornet 2 probably it definitely edges that out a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like it's such a quick fight. I feel like that's the issue with the fight that makes it so difficult. While other fights, they might be really difficult in patterns or they might deal double damage, but Hornet 2 is just very quick. You have little time to react, you have little time to adapt to her movements, and you have little time to fire back before she moves to a new spot. So it's all about just getting into that flow and just demolishing her as quickly as you can, otherwise you're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, Pharest
So let's
is
see
already
here.
in there.
I think that was a sync up. Oh, parries the fireball. That is so unfortunate for Pharest. Pharest is taking a bit of hits here. This is looking a bit scary. Ooh, on 1 HP.
health.
Please, Pharest, come on.
Oh,
No!
Pharest dies.
Oh, dude, that's so unfortunate.
And didn't take any advantage of respawning back at base in here.
Oh, rip. Hornet was really not kind there. That is really
No.
unfortunate. You really do hate to see it.
Well, Valley makes quick work of Hornet there, though, not getting very many parries and quite a number of doubles. So, obviously, Valley is now kind of rocketed into the lead. There's not going to be a whole lot that'll allow Ferris to catch up unless Valley himself also takes a death. But yeah, other than that, it's a little set in stone who's going to be the victor now.
Yeah. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
Happen.
And yeah, that is true. That is true.
See, Valley manages to not invalidate his run. Very good job.
Love to see it. Valid runs, people arrive.
Alright, Pharest is going to be returning here to Hornet 2 to give it a second shot. Whereas Valley's going to be moving back to King Station and he's going to be stagging to Dirtmouth, which will be our little base of operations for the next few minutes of the run.
So at this point, I don't believe it's possible for Valley to get a sub 50. However, we are definitely looking at a solid mid 50, possibly 51 from Valley.
Yeah, I'm curious if anyone in the stream chat right now can tell us where Valley is in comparison to his PB. That would be actually really interesting to know. My guess is that, especially with Sanctum being pretty horrible to him, he's probably not on a PB pace, as you mentioned, but I think he's on a very solid pace because of the way he's been playing this run, from what I've seen at least.
Yeah, for sure. I would assume he's probably 30 to 40 seconds behind PB, if I had to guess. Here we're just coming, or sorry, Pharest defeated Hornet 2. We didn't comment on that at all. We're coming up to Cyclone Slash here on Valley's end. One of the second nail art we'll be getting, and a very fun one to use because it drops you quickly like
Yeah, I would say a Cyclone drop is like the current patch replacement of the free inventory drop. But it's used on 1-2-1 as well, because it allows you to move like side to side while in the drop, and therefore it's very useful for some drops that perhaps aren't like a straight line, and you can still get some distance there if you're good with using it. So the Cyclone drop is definitely something it's a very underappreciated ability that we see in these runs.
Definitely something to look out for. I think Valley has a few places that it's not used commonly. The Cyclone, that is. So we'll see.
Yeah, what I'm really worried about right now, though, is not anything to do with the paces, but Pharest Geo. is I hope he's aware that he's a bit low on Geo, because he missed like 20 or 30 from the Watcher's chest. And he might need to get a bit extra depending on how he does the what's
Beast
it
stun?
called? Beast stun, yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope he's
One's
keeping
not here.
in mind his Geo amounts.
If Valley's good on Geo, he'll collect all he needs from the coming areas.
Alright,
Yeah, and
Valley. Ooh, he's gonna do a Cyclone drop here. Look at
ooh.
that.
Oh, almost perfect. But it
Alright, let's
was
see
really
here.
good.
So Valley's gonna be heading to Umu. This could be a pretty significant time loss for him, depending on how Umu treats him. Because Umu is not only capable of doing an extra attack, but it's also capable of doing a lot of slower attacks. Because Umu can only do 2 attacks in a row, which means that the best pattern you can get for the cycle that we're doing is a 1 slow attack and 2 fast attacks. But Umu can also do an extra attack, so it could end up being 3 slow attacks and 1 fast attack. And that is only if you get the 1 cycle. So what the runners are going to be trying to do here is a 1 cycle kill of Umu by using a spot on the wall where we can push Umu out of bounds to be able to knock them outwards and do double hits. It's a pretty precise setup, but it's very doable. The question
Umu's a little
is
high,
if Umu
but-
extra attacks or not, and they seem to not. So let's see this 1 cycle here. 2, 3, 4. Valley gets a very nice
yeah.
1 cycle.
I
Very
think
good job.
that was perfect RNG too. 2 quicks and then 1 slow.
Yeah.
That is exactly. And he gets the wall cling storage there. Oh, and it looks so pretty.
Look at that.
That's like almost Comsop, honestly. If it wasn't for that 1 hit dropping, that might have been Comsop, honestly.
Yeah, that is a very, very solid segment. Very impressive. You do love to see that. Extremely clean movements and boss fights. Alright, Pharest is heading down to Fog Canyon as well, heading to the archives, also on the way to do the Umu fights. Valley here picks up second Dreamer, that is Monomon the teacher. Now there's only 1 more to go, and that's where he's off to next.
Yeah, we had a Death to Hornet 2 where Pharest respawned in Basin, obviously not expecting to die to Hornet 2. But hey, yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It happens though.
Yeah. Let's see Pharest's Umu patterns here. Hopefully he also gets a good one. Let's see here. He's gonna be dropping down. Does a Cyclone drop right there.
Ooh, interesting.
Alright,
was
we're gonna
cool.
see here.
Really high.
Yeah, he lures it a bit higher than I've seen any other runner do. But he is a very experienced runner, and he knows what he's doing, so...
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's interesting to see, like, the small differences in people's, like, strats for Umu. Especially in, like, the regular 1 cycle, or the 2 cycle any percent strat. Like, everyone has, like, a different spot where they like to stand.
Yeah.
And, it's interesting that that happens with this one as well. Ooh, that's not gonna be a double, unfortunately. Umu was not out the arena at 4 hits, was a bit too far left. That's very unfortunate. But Pharest is going to be able to get a very nice 2 cycle here. He just needs, I believe, 1 fireball hit.
Definitely. That's an extra attack too. Oh man.
It's really unfortunate. In the meanwhile, Valley is moving through Green Path on the way to pick up the Great Slash ability. It's going to be doing just some sea dashing, some tight climbs that we missed a bit while talking about Pharest Umu. But he should be through here. There's only 1 more room left. Pharest is picking up Monomon now. Alright. The difference between the runners seems to stay around 2 minutes, now that Pharest unfortunately got a 2 cycle with an extra, I believe. So, I don't know if this is going to be recoverable. It depends what happens with Valley's run. What I think is probably one of the few things that can happen is if Valley dies to Sibling Climb. That is the main thing that could save this one for Pisces. That's around a 3-minute time loss, and that happens sometimes.
For Pisces. See, Valley's PB again is a 50-21. I guess it's possible for him to PB, but I'm gonna say it's probably not gonna happen. I don't know. I'm not
I
gonna
think
hold
this
my
is
breath.
it's definitely a very solid 50xx for sure.
Yeah. Ooh, mean. Very mean. 25 seconds away from his PB praise. Great slash is at 40-23. Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Look at Pharest with that. That's left side Umu exit or archives exit.
Love to
Some
see
of those
it.
newer strats that have been developed for all these categories in the latest few months. Something that has been a bit like jet boosted by the existence of this tournament.
Yep.
People have been finding a lot of really nice strats.
Yeah, this
Look at that climb
category.
there that we missed Valley doing earlier. I really like
Airwalk.
that climb. That's one of the coolest rooms in the game for me.
Once you get it down, it's so like smooth, and the flow is very fun.
I really like all like the climbing sections in Hollow Knight runs. Like stuff like Abyss climb, the climbing Kingdom's Edge. In other categories, mainly in like 112, for example. This climb right here, I really like, even though there's like these tiny platforms that you're just meant to jump up, they're like spaced in a way where you can do wall jumps from the corner of each one and just keep ascending, and it's just great. It makes for some really cool looking movements.
Valley dashing to the left there, getting wall cling, but not the wall cling storage that he was going for. Oh, and Ferris dashes into the Uma there. I think it's an Uma. No, it's a...
No, that's the Duranda, right? Or is
Duranda.
it Durandu? It's either one of the Durandas or Durandus.
Yeah, one of those. Here's the Peturian on Valley's end. Oh, has to do a double fireball, so he's going to be missing some soul. Does not go for the underplat.
There's a little cyclone drop there, though. I like that.
That was a nice cyclone drop, I do admit.
I envy you and your one-hittable Petras, 1-2-2-1 runners.
You have to do an extra nail hit for those, right? Oof.
Yeah. Alright, Valley moving through this long room here.
Very fun room.
Very nice strats there. Just able to keep zooming leftward.
I wish it was a longer room, honestly.
Yeah, that was really fun unless you mess up something. Then everything's
True.
just ruined.
Oh, another really pretty cyclone drop from Valley there.
Wow. Alright, we're gonna see some dark deepness here. You people watching the stream probably can't see much of what's going on.
Ooh.
But he's... Oh! I was gonna say he's zooming, but I may have comms cursed that. Frick.
So, worth noting, Pharest... Oh, no, Valley took another dunk.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. The really bad thing about dark rooms is that whenever you take a hazard warp, while you usually would have like a warp zone where you you update your warp zone while moving through the room, a dark room will always warp you back to the start of the room. This is to prevent like casual players from stumbling into a dark room and then taking a hazard dunk and getting stuck because they don't know where they are. But in speedruns, it makes it to be just like a bigger time loss, and that's really unfortunate. Both runners right now on really low health. Not really what you want to see. Pharest took 2 hits on doing Wraiths, and Valley's on 2 HP moving through Dark Deepness, though. He seems to have gotten through it, didn't get hit by that one, and he's moving on. 2 HP, though, is going to make the last devout a bit spooky, but he should be fine. That's a very nice climb up there. Alright, so he's going to be doing a shortcut here, skipping the whole trap bench animation. And it's going to make a very fast beast den.
Devouts do 2 hits of damage per smack, so it should be fine though because we just...
Uh-oh. Okay, no, he's fine.
A little scary, manages to get it through. Pharest gets the Petra in the underplat, no underplat.
Alright, Valley has gotten the 3rd Dreamer now, that is Hera the Beast. And we're not quite done yet. We still have to go to the Abyss. and grab the 2 abilities there, namely Abyss Shriek and Shade Cloak. And then we're gonna climb up and do the final fight of the run. So that is a couple minutes left for both runners. And probably some of the more exciting parts of the run now. You're gonna have your Abyss climbs. You're gonna have your Lighthouse climbs. Why am I listing all of these in the wrong order?
Going for the... Ooh, just go right side, Valley. Okay.
Uh-oh.
He's fine,
Alright,
but...
he's fine. Ooh, Pharest needs a... Ooh, no. Pharest needs a whole 58 geo.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gonna... If he doesn't do the Devout going out, he will be low on geo.
He's going
The stack station
2
takes
health, too.
250 to open. Alright, Valley's off to Hidden Station that he opened earlier. Going out of going out of Basin. He's gonna be heading down to the Abyss. In the meanwhile,
Pharest underplat!
yo, let's go.
Heck yeah, woo!
Alright, Pharest won this match.
Instantly saves about 7 minutes because of that.
Did more underplats. I'm sorry, Valley. We're changing the rule set for this tournament as we go.
Swag test, not a contest.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, Pharest gets through the Devouts. Yeah, if he gets the Devouts going out, he should have enough geo. Otherwise, it's gonna be a painful realization when he goes to that toll and does not have enough.
That's gonna suck.
Hopefully he's aware though. Alright, Valley dropped down into the Abyss. He's now gonna do the Lighthouse climb. I think this might be the last point where Pharest has any chance of regaining the lead if this goes really poorly for Valley.
Underplat
Valley...
from Valley.
Ooh, alright. They are equal on underplats. Alright, it's a tied run.
I mean, to be fair, Pharest took the one that cost him more time. So it's a little more swaggy if you ask me.
You think? I don't think there's any distinction between a better and worse underplats. I feel like an underplat is an underplat.
That is true. You bring up a good point. We're gonna be quitting out here. It's
Alright,
technically...
Pharest did do the Devouts going out of Beast-Den, so he does have enough geo. That is very big relief. Because I've been fixating on that geo number the entire...
Fair enough. Yeah, now that we have Shade Soul on Valley side, he's gonna go get the last skill in the game, because this is an all skills run. We need all skills to complete it. We just need Abyss Shriek, and then we'll be on our way to go fight the Hollow Knight, the last boss, and the thing that will complete this run.
Yeah. Now you're also going to be able to see the most impressive movement section in this entire run. This is the Abyss climb, and, well, what can I say except it's a climb in the Abyss. You have... The reason for us having to do a climb and not being able to quit out is that Shade Soul actually sets a hard save, which means that if we quit out and go back into our save file, we'll just spawn there. So we have to manually climb all the way up, and there's no way of fast traveling out because we don't have Dream Gates in this category. Did I say Shade Soul? Shade Cloak. Alright, let's see.
Pharest gets the underplat too. Pharest is one up on underplats.
Alright, Pharest has more.
Let's go.
This is amazing. The comeback. Alright, let's see Valley's climb here.
No!
Underplat. Does an underplat. And it froze right on the underplat.
I don't think that one counts as an underplat.
Oh, it does. But
it does?
Does he do it? Does he do it? We don't know. He didn't complete it. It froze.
Oh, rip.
We'll never know.
It had to be during
what happened.
Oh, and the Abyss is over.
It's a cliffhanger. Literally. That's where the Void cutscene happens.
On a cliff. That you're hanging from.
Pun intended.
Lovely. Well, that was a lovely Abyss climb, Valley. Not that we got to see it. Let's go fight the final boss.
Now the question is, does that count as an underplat? We never saw the end of it.
I'm gonna say no.
Gonna say no.
I'm gonna say
Alright.
no.
You know what? For the sake of discussion, I'm gonna say yes. I am
Ooh.
pro Abyss Climb underplats, even though
Oh.
game froze.
Well, this does throw a wrench into things. So yeah, Valley coming into Black Egg, 49-22. Definitely not going to be a sub 50. Also, definitely not going to be a PB. However, he is running very, very close to his PB time. It's such a good run for a tournament setting. It's so good.
Yeah. And despite all the big time losses, Pharest has been keeping up really well. So
Yeah.
they've both been doing super well in this run. Very impressive show of skill from both runners. Alright, let's see Pharest Abyss Climb. If Pharest does this underplat, he will complete all 5 of them, and he will be the underplat master.
That Cyclone breaking the chains was so good.
He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. How could you, Pharest? You were so close to greatness. This was almost the 5 underplat run.
That's not the underplat that I count, but maybe.
I mean, then there's 6 underplats.
All right, there's 6 underplats in all skills. I'll have to add that to my.
Ooh, had a bit of a rough bit on the end of that climb there, unfortunately, but it was a very solid climb outside of that. Alright, Valley going through the end of the fight. He's just doing shrieks.
Oh, this is that
hoping
one
that
shriek.
the boss doesn't move around too much because he needs all the shriek hits. Let's see here. Doesn't get a scream skip, unfortunately. But that is going to be the end. Unfortunately, not a sub 51 either.
Yep. Gonna be
It's
a 51.
still a very impressive run. So GG's to Valley. Valley will win this match and will go on to the losers quarterfinals. GG's. Big GG's.
Valley saying in chat, I don't believe I got away. How? I think he. Are you trying to ask? You don't know how you won? We had a death to Pharest in Hornet 2, if that's what you're asking. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking, but GG's. And we're coming up to Pharest to fight the Hollow Knight. I will mark Valley as done. He has a solid 51-10.
That is a very good time for a tournament run.
For sure.
Very impressive. And let's see Pharest THK fight here. They're breaking the chains, and now we're ready to see this final fight.
It should swap audio.
Alrighty, let's see here. So what we're looking to see in this fight is not the dash attack.
Oh, misses that vengeful or Abyss Shriek there, and that one.
THK is not being nice to Pharest
Definitely
right now.
not.
And the parries are forgivable because you can still get the shriek damage through them.
Missing
in the corner
lot
as well.
of
This is
shriek
just
damage.
rude. What the hell?
Yeah,
On 1
is
HP.
he gonna
Oh
die?
no! No,
Oh.
Pharest! Oh my! That's so unfortunate.
Oh, that isn't. Yeah, you hate to see that.
THK was just brutal there with the patterns.
Ooh, Pharest is gonna end out strong though.
Yeah.
Gonna complete the run through heck and heck.
Yeah, very respectable, honestly, to finish out the run, even though stuff like this happens.
Heck and high water, that's what I meant to say. Not heck and heck.
I've never heard that expression in my life.
Really? I mean,
No.
sure. Maybe it's just a North American thing. Wait. Whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, THK is really not being nice right now.
No, definitely not. Getting the parries, the dashes, everything you hate to see.
Alright, there's the scream. Pharest is probably gonna heal once here. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. You'd want to be on at least a bit of health to be able to make sure that nothing that you don't want happens. Ooh, unfortunately misses the scream skip. But that is gonna be the ending of this run for Pharest as well. GG's. That will be a sub 54, I think. And it froze. Whoops.
we won't get to see. So,
All right. GG's, everyone. GG's.
GG's.
Alrighty. That was a very impressive race from both runners. Pharest, unfortunately, getting a bit bullied by different parts of the game. Mainly Hornet 2, but also Umu and THK now at the end. Otherwise, he kept up really well with Valley when it comes to just general movements and stuff like that. So this was definitely a very fun race to watch, especially in the middle where they were completely synced up around the Ismas part.
Mm.
So yeah, we're gonna invite both of the runners to the call here. We're just waiting for Ferris to get in here. I don't know if he wants to do an interview, or if Valley does, but we'll see. We're gonna see if we can get them both here.
Hello there,
Alright,
Valley.
Valley is here. Hello, hello.
Oh, GG's.
GG's. Congrats on your win.
Yeah, thanks. I do not believe that I got away with my gameplay today. When I finished, I was like, "There is no way I won this one."
Understandable. You had a couple messy points in the run.
Couple, yeah.
That spike tunnel was a bit rough.
Yeah, just a little bit rough. I really came into the race with like a bad, I mean, not really bad, like unprepared mentally, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you were ahead the whole time. There wasn't a single point where Ferris had any time on you. However, there was only a 3-second difference at Hornet 2, where Ferris did take an unfortunate death.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm like 85% sure that if he didn't die, he would have like win the race. Like, because I really choked Dark Deepness, and yeah, you've seen it for yourself.
So, Valley, we're all dying to know. Did you do the underplat in Abyss Climb? The stream froze. We could not see if you did it.
Underplat in the Abyss Climb. I mean, the very first one, right? Before, like, yeah, I always go for it. It's just like a nice safety strat.
Amazing. Thank you. Underplat is amazing.
I always go for it,
doing it.
We were praising Ferris because he went for the underplat in Distant Village, Beasten. And we're like, oh, he's got more underplats on Valley. He's the actual winner. But then you go and pull that, which Ferris didn't do. So now you're even on underplats, and we're like, ah.
I mean, this underplat doesn't even give any swag because it's a safety strat.
Yeah.
Right. Ferris has let us know that he will not be joining the intro, which is very understandable, of course.
Yeah.
But I just want to say that, as a compliment to Ferris, like, he was gaining time that entire mid game. Like,
yeah.
I said in the beginning that Ferris mid game is what he excels at a lot, and boy did he show that off. Like, he was a bit behind coming out of early game, but he just kept saving like 1 or 2 seconds every single split, and it was just really cool to see. And you eventually ended up very even around the broken vessel parts.
Yeah, definitely understandable. And I've seen Pharest dropping like a splits with like 50 OX paces, and I was like, wow.
Absolutely.
So there's like absolutely at no point in this race I was like confident that I'm ahead or anything like that. I wasn't watching the stream, but the deeper into the run I gotten, like the more I was like absolutely sure I'm behind.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the few mess ups that Ferris had, you might have been. Who knows?
Yeah, you had a what was it? You had the mess up in Dark Deepness, right? The first room.
This is the the biggest one, yeah. But I also did many mistakes in other places like Spike Tunnel and Crystal Peaks. Like, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
And like just general movement wasn't very great at some points. Like, I don't know. And the funny thing is that the only really horrible RNG that I've gotten was by Soul Twister in Soul Sanctum.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I saw that. Oof.
At every other point, I was like, I could even say that I got carried. I mean, besides THK, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
THK was kind of bad, but everything else was kind of blessed in terms of RNG, I'd say.
Do you think you're going to be going for that sub 50 minute at any point?
Yeah, definitely. I already had runs with multiple runs that were on pace and like deep into the game, but just
Yeah, you've been,
I'm
you-
like liking a bit of consistency to pull off a single
Yeah.
run.
You've been running a bunch of categories at once, right? I remember just like a couple weeks ago, you were running, what was it, True Ending recently? I don't
Mhm.
remember.
Yeah,
You've been running-
I'm kind of short on time now, so I had to drop my like true ending journey to kind of concentrate on the tourney, and
Yeah, that
maybe
makes
it
sense.
helped. Maybe it helped. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Well-
yeah, there's a lot of cool things to look forward to coming from you then in the future, with being so close to that sub 50. So yeah, Valley, you're now going to move on to the losers quarterfinals.
Do you happen to
How
know?
do you feel about your chances?
Do you
moving
happen to
forward?
know who I'm playing against? Because I have no idea.
You're playing
Sour Cream
against
Supreme.
Sour.
Oh wow, yeah, that's like.
That's gonna be a tough
Yeah,
match for the
if
both
I'm
of you.
playing like today, then it's like GG's for me, I guess.
Well, I don't think Sour has been practicing a whole lot in the recent days,
Yeah,
so he
that's
might be a
definitely
little bit
only hope.
rusty.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting race for sure.
But if both of
wanna-
you come into this race top shape, oh, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah. That's like, I mean, in like top 16, at no point there is like a race that's like an easy walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything is like really close, apart
Yeah,
from
at
like,
most, like, the
apart from like
differences of runners-
deaths,
oh, sorry.
right?
At most, the differences of runners are like a minute or maybe a bit more.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
there's still room for like a comeback from the underdog there. So
Yeah, and
every race
most
is, like-
runners have like outdated PBs which are not representable of their current skills. So like you
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does the chat have any questions for the runners? Or yeah, Valley? Because we are open to getting some chat questions. Outside of that, I just want to say GG Valley. I think you played really well. Outside of the little mistakes you made throughout the run, which, you know, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and at the end of the day, you made really few mistakes. So that's definitely something to be proud of, in my opinion. And still ending up with a low 51. That is a very good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah, I feel like you've been improving at a very rapid pace recently, and it's very awesome to witness.
I mean,
yeah.
kind of, yeah, I'm really surprised that with the amount of time I have to put in this game, I'm still seeing this small progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So,
I feel
yeah.
like especially if you keep switching category, like you've been running a lot of different categories along these last few months. Like you've had a bit of a moment where you ran some 112. You've been running True Ending a lot. You've run True Ending current patch, all skills current patch. Probably a bunch of other categories that I'm not aware of. But like when you keep switching between categories like that, like you can really see that improvement, right?
Oh yeah, for
Whereas,
sure.
Like, as the contrary of grinding one category, like you feel like you're a bit stuck, right? So
Yeah, I really recommend to all the people who have like troubles with grinding, can have like problem with like grind mentality, because I mean not everyone can like grind the same category for months, right? Just like hop around and destroy your old PBs and other categories that you haven't run in a while. It really like gives it an additional motivation, and it's an easy way to see an improvement. Because
Yeah,
like
for sure.
sometimes it feels that you're stuck in like plateaued. It's a hard word, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like you hit
Yeah.
your ceiling, and
you hit this like roadblock. You get your big PB that you've been grinding for a while, and like you feel like there's just not any time save here.
yeah, for sure.
And that's when it's good to like
I failed that too many
reset,
times.
do something else, feel like you're achieving something there, and then come back. And it's like half a question of like you improving, but also just your mentality, right? I feel like mentality is such a thing that we don't really think about actively in speedrunning as much as we should, because it's like half of it all, like your mentality and your mindset onto like these
Yeah, I
goals that
really
you have,
believe that mentality is like 50% of success, if not more.
for
Because like,
sure.
yeah, mechanical skill, it's I mean it's not easy to get, but it's solved problem, right? You just practice and you get better.
Yeah.
But mentality games are a whole different level. There's no like correct solution, and yeah, it's very
Yeah,
hard.
definitely. So yeah, I feel like
Good.
we're all ready to wrap up here. That was a
Sounds
very,
good.
very good race. Thank you. Thank you to you and Pharest, and thank you to our speed gaming volunteers for helping us out and setting up everything very nicely with the restream. Well, if there aren't any extra questions from the chats, I think we're ready to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, and have fun, chat. See you next race.
Where is that? Which is the next race? I believe wasn't there Axe
next-
versus someone today, right?
No,
that?
so Axe vs Edu is actually coming up on Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Ooh.
EDT.
Alrighty.
So it's a few
So-
days away.
That's
Um,
definitely a race to look forward to.
Moody versus Devil tomorrow at basically the same time that's today's race were.
Alright.
No,
Oh,
not
yeah.
tomorrow, at Monday. At Monday. I'm sorry.
Monday.
Yeah.
Definitely a bunch of cool races to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. And
So
everything
if you're
is like
starved of All Skulls content, be there on Monday, be there on Tuesday. There will be plenty. So yeah, that being said, I think that will be it for us.
Mhm.
So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
everyone.
bye chats, bye comms.